Out and About TV. Travel, adventure, and RVs. Join Sharon and Tom each week as they travel America in a 30-foot trailer exploring and living the RV lifestyle. From trip and product reviews to RV show reports and an unfiltered look at life on the road. This is the show for you. Welcome.
Aloha. Hey, it's Tom McAuliffe. Good to have you with us. Thank you so much for stopping by here at Out and About TV. Time for your weekly positive injection about RV and camping. Got a lot of great stuff coming up. Here we are. Wow, 16 episodes now. Please go back in the library and check out. We've got some great stories back in there. The underwater lodge, redoing our classic camper, and just lots of stuff like that. And coming up, we've got some more great stuff. Let me just look over here. We're going to do the 5 secret destinations that nobody talks about that are great to know and go. We're going to do a trip report about the Everglades, the River of Grass. It's an amazing place. Right there in the southern part of the Sunshine State. We're going to visit with our RV tech guy, Nick Buchanan. What a great guy. And he knows his stuff too. If I lived in the southern Michigan, northern Indiana area, and I had something wrong with my rig, he's the first guy I would call. Also coming up, we're going to do a special on security for RVs. Not just the tech stuff, although we're going to cover that. And there's been some remarkable developments. The old-fashioned stuff. Give you an example. Used to have a guy that, in order to, when somebody came near the house, a sensor would go off, and he had PA speakers on the exterior of his house, and dogs, the sound of barking dogs, Dobermans probably, would come on, and it was very, very effective. But we're going to also talk about the new Byrna projectile guns, which I have, and doing a review on tasers, bear spray, all kinds of stuff like that. And of course, Sharon is back from her trip in Europe, and she's going to start talking to us a little bit about food and how we can both have great meals that you want to eat and stay healthy at the same time. Also going to do a roundup of camping clubs. Are they worth the money? Harvest Host, RV Overnights, Passport America, 1,000 Hosts, Sam's Club, all that. Also going to do a roundup of COE campgrounds. I never really knew about the Corps of Engineers, the COE campgrounds. There's a whole bunch of them out there, and they're all really, really nice, at least the 3 that I've stayed at so far. So we're going to talk about that. We got a product roundup and reviews of walkie-talkies. And what would you like to see or send us? Oh, we've got 3 entries so far in the t-shirt contest. And we're giving away a t-shirt every month. We'll show you a picture of it here. And you basically send us a picture of your rig or of you camping, and we'll send you a free Out and About Adventure Before Dementia sticker and enter you in the monthly t-shirt giveaway contest. T-shirts are available now in, medium, large, and 2X, if I'm not mistaken. And they're $15 plus shipping. So, And of the three entries, we've got one from Florida, one from Michigan, and one from England. So I'm going to have to figure out, or tell people that, he's going to pay some big time. I just sent a t-shirt to Australia and it was like $30 to ship it. So it's crazy. I'm having a senior moment. What what else is going on? We're going to have some news for you this episode, and like that. So, wow, 16 episodes. Go back and check out some of the things. We're still trying to get some interviews. If you know anybody who's influential or has an opinion, we'd love to have them on the show. So thanks so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Stand by for a great show. Buckle up, and away we go.
At Out and About TV, we've done the legwork for you, watching, analysing and curating the top RV YouTube channels that cover everything from trailers and fifth wheels to vans and mobile homes. Whether you're a full-time RVer, a weekend warrior, or just a RV curious wannabe, we will help you find the very best channels and provide some unique content of our own. Channels that entertain, educate, and inspire with hosts that have the heart of a teacher. Stop by and we will examine what these channels are covering. And it is more than just entertainment. These RV YouTubers have turned their passion into full-time careers, influencing the RV community and even shaping industry trends. Just consider Out and About your personal digital campfire. For all things RV.
We cover the content creators. You know it's true. We'll find the very best RV related channel for you here among the plethora of channels that there are. I'm going to start a network, the RV network, kind of like BookTube, call it RVTube, and put all the great channels together on a network. So we cover the content creators, and in this week's YouTube RV channel spotlight, we take a look at one of the most popular channels about RV maintenance and rig build quality. It's called That RV Tech, and it's run by certified technician and inspector Nick Buchanan, who lives up there in northern Indiana, near the epicenter of RV manufacturing. Now, this is a guy who's been on the front lines and has become one of the most trusted voices in the RV world. His plain-spoken, no-nonsense approach is becoming well known. Now, if you've ever owned an RV, especially if you've ever had something go wrong with one, you already know. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when it breaks, you need all the help you can get. And that's where Nick comes in. He isn't just a YouTuber. He's a certified RV technician with years of real-world hands-on experience. He's a camper himself. His channel, That RV Tech, is built around one simple idea: helping RV owners understand what's actually going on behind the walls, under the floors, and inside the systems that keep a rig running. I watch his channel often, and I think what makes his channel stand out is the way he explains things. There's no fluff, no hype. It's like two guys are sitting talking. Just clear, straightforward breakdowns of real problems and what their solutions might be. And he covers everything: electrical issues, plumbing failures, slide out adjustments and malfunctions, water leaks, you name it, he's fixed it. And more importantly, he probably filmed it while he was doing it. And that's just gold for RV owners. The repeatable steps that lead to the problem are well documented. Because let's face it, taking your RV into a shop can be expensive, time-consuming, and sometimes a bit of a mystery. Nick pulls back that curtain. He shows you what to look for, what questions to ask, and in many cases, how to fix it yourself. One of the things I really like about his content is that it's not just about repairs. It's about prevention. Yeah. So you're not reacting all the time. You're preventing stuff before it even happens. He talks about common mistakes that RV owners make, what to check for before you hit the road, and how to avoid those trip-ending failures that can turn a great vacation into a nightmare. He's also not afraid to call out the industry when something isn't right, whether it's poor manufacturing, bad design, questionable materials, lack of any kind of QC. Nick will give you the straight skinny. He'll give you the straight story, and that kind of honesty is something that RV owners really appreciate, even if the RV manufacturers don't. Luckily, over the past year, I've watched his broadcast, and it appears that some of the manufacturers are actually paying attention and taking his words to heart. So if you're new to RVing, if you've been doing this for a while and need a fresh perspective, that RV Tech is one of those channels that can save you time, money, and a whole lot of headaches. And it's also a lot of fun to watch. Bottom line, this is practical, real-world advice from someone who's been there, done that, and fixed it. So that's why this week, our spotlight is on Nick Buchanan from That RV Tech. Check out his channel, and I know you will find it definitely worth a subscribe. Hey, every week, tune in. We're going to keep cataloging the best in RV channels on YouTube and tell you what they're all about and save you a little bit of time there. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Hi, I'm Tom, and in this week's feature, we're going to talk about 5 RV destinations that you need to know about and that nobody talks about. These are areas that I've either been to or are about to go to, but there's something magical about hitting the open road. You know what I'm talking about. You're out there in the open road in your RV, the freedom, the highway, the chance to discover places that most travelers never do. They completely miss. America is not on the interstate. It's not. It's on the 2-lane back roads. That's where you'll find it. The real America. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. It is my opinion. It is. I have my my Yoda T-shirt. I will be RVing. I will. The first key is to get off the interstate, in my opinion. America lives on the back roads, not the expressway. And today we're taking off on the unbeaten path and finding some incredible yet often overlooked destinations across our great country. Let's start in a place that feels like stepping into another country. The UP, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. The UP, as locals call it, is wild, rugged, and absolutely stunning. You've got miles and miles of Lake Superior shoreline. My recent book on the Edmund Fitzgerald, Without a Trace, I spent some time up there in Whitefish Bay and the Coast Guard Museum that they have there. You've got miles and miles of Lake Superior shoreline, towering cliffs like the pictured rocks, waterfalls. They look like something out of a postcard. If you're looking to unplug and reconnect with nature, this is your spot. And there's lots to explore. From the old shipping days, places like Grand Marais and Copper Harbor, to the University of Marquette and those old copper mines on the peninsula, you could spend a month or two up here just looking around and exploring. You will notice, too, that the Scandinavian culture is very revered here. Many of the people and their families who live here can trace their lineage back to those Northern European countries, Denmark, Norway, Sweden. Eh? They always say that. Say, eh? It's a good day, eh? And make no mistake, this is the Great White North. And from September to April, it's basically lots and lots of white stuff on the ground. Michigan offers many opportunities for outdoor recreation, as you can, well, it's in both seasons, summer and winter. In winter, snowmobiling is a huge, huge industry, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, in summer, we've got the lakes and fishing and swimming and all kinds of stuff like that. So Michigan offers many opportunities for today's RVers, and that's true for both the lower and the upper peninsula. But the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is a world unto itself, and definitely one you want to check out. Now let's head to a place where water is everywhere, the 10,000 lakes of Minnesota. Minnesota actually has then 11,000 lakes, and many of them are RV friendly or near RV friendly camping availability. Think mornings with mist rising off the water, afternoons fishing or kayaking, and evenings around the campfire with nothing but the sound of loons in the distance. Loons in the distance. No, I'm not talking about the Senate. I'm talking about the birds. Think mornings with those mists rising off the water, and then the loons. State parks here in Minnesota are top notch. They take it seriously and, take care of the parks. Well-maintained sites, easy access to the water. It's not just a home for Grammy Award-winning musical artist Prince. It's a camper's paradise that somehow still flies under the radar. Campsites run anywhere from $15 to $50 a night, depending on the time of year and the location. There's lots of must-see things, but a must-see in Minnesota is kind of the Mall of America. It is pretty impressive. I'm not much for that kind of consumerism, but it got everything, you know. It is the largest shopping mall, we think, in the world, but at least it's the largest shopping mall in the United States. The state also has a vibrant arts scene. You've got the Wiseman Art Museum, which showcases modern art in a stunning architectural setting. Nature lovers can explore the majestic Pipestone National Monument, famous for its sacred quarries and stunning rock formations. I was surprised at that. I mean, rock formations kind of like Utah. Lake Superior to the north, the perfect backdrop for hiking, offering trails and stunning views of the lake, surrounding wilderness. History buffs will also appreciate visiting Stillwater, the birthplace of Minnesota, way back in 1858. That's when they became a state. And Stillwater showcases a lot of historic architecture, charming riverfront views, ancient buildings. And summer is the perfect time to visit the North Star State. So put Minnesota on your list. Now let's head down south. There's something a little more refreshing. The little-known natural springs of Central Florida. Now, there are springs all around the Sunshine State. We've got a bunch of great ones up here in Northwest Florida, in the Panhandle. But the little-known natural springs of Central Florida, man, forget theme parks for a minute. This is old Florida. Crystal clear and well-known springs like Weeki Wachee and Silver Springs. They stay at a constant 72 degrees year-round and draw thousands upon thousands of visitors every year. You can swim, kayak, even spot manatees gliding beneath you in water so clear it feels like you're floating on air. Clearer than gin or vodka. And the best part, many of these parks have excellent RV facilities just steps from the water. There are so many lesser-known springs in the forest of Central Florida, as well as up here in the Panhandle. Their locations are closely held secrets. So if you get somebody to tell you where a natural spring is, wow, they must really like you. In addition to the clarity of the water, one of the coolest things about springs is that they stay at that constant temperature. They're cool in the summer and warm in the wintertime. Come get in the water. Bathing suits can be optional. Next stop, let's add a little flavor, music, and history to the mix. How about RVing in the Big Easy? NOLA. Most people don't think of an RV trip when they think of New Orleans. Louisiana is a very welcoming people, and they really should, because it is a great trip. There are several very solid and nice RV parks just outside within walking distance of the French Quarter, and give you easy access to one of the most vibrant cities in America. Jazz in the streets, incredible food, beignets, gumbo, poor boys, and all kinds of libations, and a culture that's completely unique. It's a fantastic urban RV experience that breaks all of the rules. There are 3 great private RV parks near the French Quarter. Sites start at $75 to $100 and can be as much as $300. These are not parks, they're RV resorts. Not really, but visiting the home of jazz will create lasting memories, from the food and the drinks to the people and the music. Y'all come down now. Here? Now let's head into the desert for something truly unique and different. A little bit spooky. Ghost towns of Utah. Utah is known for its national parks, but tucked away between those famous landscapes are forgotten towns frozen in time. Ghost towns. Places like Grafton, Silver Reef. They tell stories of boom and bust during the mining days of the Old West, late 1800s, early 1900s. You can RV nearby or even boondock under some of the darkest and starriest skies in the country. It's quiet, it's haunting, and incredibly photogenic. Perfect for those who like a little mystery with their adventure. Exploring the ghost towns of Utah should be on everyone's bucket list. And finally, one of the most unique RV experiences in America, the infield of the Indy 500 or the Daytona 500. How about that? Neither is your total typical campground, but either is going to be unforgettable. We're talking about parking your RV right inside the speedway during the biggest races in the world, the Indy 500 for Indy cars or the Daytona 500. It's part campground, part festival, and part all-night party. Nicknamed the Redneck Woodstock, it's engines roaring, crowds cheering, and an energy you won't find anywhere else. And while everybody will be fighting the crowds, you'll be on top of your RV watching the race. If you want a once-in-a-lifetime experience, this is it. Average cost is about $300 a day, depending on the size of your RV. There are no hookups. RVs must be self-contained. Tents are not allowed. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. So there you have it. 5 unique, semi-secret RV destinations that nobody really talks about. Trips that go beyond the usual, from remote wilderness to vibrant cities, from crystal clear springs to roaring racetracks. There's a whole world out there that's waiting for you and yours. Go out and explore it. So the real question is, where are you headed next? And when will we see you out and about? From the sea, from the air, from the land, the latest in news and perspectives. Each week, we'll give you the very latest on news from the RV and camping industries. It's time for another trip report here on Out and About TV. If you've never been to the Everglades in South Florida, let me set the scene for you. This is not your typical national park. There are no mountains. There's no dramatic cliffs, no sweeping vistas, no waterfalls. Instead, what you experience is something far more unique. 2.4 million acres of slow-moving water, sawgrass, mangroves, and wildlife that feels like it hasn't changed in 1,000 years. Because it hasn't. Welcome to Everglades National Park, one of the most unique ecosystems on planet Earth, and one of the best RV trips you can take if you're looking for something completely different. The Everglades is often called the River of Grass, and that's exactly what it is, a slow, shallow sheet of water flowing south from Lake Okeechobee to Florida Bay. It's quiet, it's vast, and it's alive. The River of Grass is Mother Nature's huge water filter. And when I say alive, I mean it. This place is home to a vast array of biodiversity, with more than 1 million alligators, they estimate. You'll see them sunning themselves along the banks, along the roadsides, drifting silently through the water, sometimes just a few feet away. They're not interested in you. They're interested in their next meal, and that might be you, actually. Add to that the alligators, the crocodiles, even bigger, the American crocodile. Plus, you got manatees, you got otters, you got over 350 species of birds. If you're into wildlife, this is as good as it is. If you're into wildlife, this is as good as it gets in North America. Now, from an RVing standpoint, the park is surprisingly accessible. You've got 2 main camping areas, Long Pine Key and Flamingo. Long Pine Key is more traditional. It's set in a pine forest with easy access from the main park entrance. Flamingo, on the other hand, and we drove through that, is at the southern tip of the park, and that's where things get pretty interesting. Flamingo feels remote because it is. You're right on the edge of Florida Bay, surrounded by water and mangroves and sky. Sunrises and sunsets here are truly spectacular. The campground has been upgraded in recent years with improved facilities and even some waterfront sites for RVs. But fair warning, this is true wilderness. It's not a tourist safari park. And that means that heat, humidity, wild live animals, and yes, mosquitoes. These mosquitoes are not like the ones back home. They're almost big enough to put a saddle on. They're huge. They'll take out a quart of blood like that. The best time to visit is between November and April. when the temperatures are cooler and the bugs are a lot more manageable. Now, let's talk about what you actually do when you get here. Airboat tours are probably the most iconic way to experience the Everglades. Skimming along the sawgrass, it's high speed. You get up close with wildlife. The guide knows exactly where to go to find them. But if you want something quieter, there's always kayaking. You can rent a kayak, move through the mangrove tunnels. It's spectacular and an absolute must. It's peaceful, almost surreal, like drifting through a natural cathedral of the twisted roots and the filtered light. But there's also a number of short hikes and boardwalk trails. Shark Valley is one of the most popular. You can walk or bike through the heart of the ecosystem and spot wildlife up close. Your photographs are going to be epic. Yeah. And there's something a lot of people don't realize. The Everglades is one of the best places in the eastern United States for stargazing. It gets pitch black out there. There really is nothing generating any artificial light out there. Minimal light pollution, wide open skies on a clear night, nothing short of spectacular. So what's all this going to cost you? Well, park entry is reasonable, about the price of a couple cups of coffee. The campground fees are very affordable compared to most national parks. There's also the annual National Parks Pass, which runs about $80 a year, less if you're a senior. Fuel and food will really be your biggest expenses, and there are very few restaurants and convenience stores near the park, so you better BYOF, bring your own food. But the real value here isn't the price, it's the experience. The Everglades is raw. It's untamed. It's not polished or curated like some other destinations. And that's exactly what makes it special. This is a place where nature still calls the shots, all of the shots, and where the pace slows down and you're reminded that there is still a wild side of America out there. You just need to know where to look. So if you're planning your next RV trip and you want something completely different, point the rig south, way south, and go see the river of grass, the Everglades National Park. I'm Tom for Out and About TV. Hey, look who I found. She was wandering around the woods. As you can see, I have a very active imagination in our virtual set here. My lover girl is back. Give me a kiss. Mwah. I'm so happy to have her back. So you were in Europe. Tell us a little bit about your trip. What an epic journey.
It was an epic journey. I started in Amsterdam for 3 nights with friends that live there, Sharon and Harrison.
Sure, yeah.
They decided to move to Amsterdam a number of years ago and have a beautiful home there. And then I went to Paris for 4 nights. And then I went to London. I had a conference in London. I call it real estate adjacent. It wasn't specifically nuts and bolts real estate. It was more about some of the stuff you do to support yourself and your life while you do real estate. And then I spent a week after the conference in England with relatives and
Yeah, your uncle.
celebrated my uncle's 101st birthday. It was
1 year old.
awesome. He's still alert. He's still mobile. He's amazing.
So it definitely is adventure before dementia, right?
Right, right.
But your whole family, I mean, grandma was 100 or something, wasn't she?
She was 102 when she died. This is my Uncle Will's mother. She immigrated from Austria-Hungary and in the area that's now Romania, way back when.
Amazing. So, what was your favorite meal? All these kinds of, and we're going to have some pictures that you've sent me. The cheese shop, for example. Tell me about cheese. It's
Cheese.
important in the French cuisine, isn't it?
Well, it's important, I think, for more than that because Sharon and Harrison would have a cheese plate following the meal.
As a dessert.
Kind of, well, as a cheese plate, and then they'd have little chocolates or something like that. So yeah, kind of as a dessert. They don't serve these huge, big, fancy desserts that sometimes we do.
And what was your favorite meal when you were over there?
I would have to say that it was probably the one for my uncle's birthday. We went out to a local pub near where he's currently living, and had I hosted 2 platters of hors d'oeuvres for them, and then we all had wonderful entrees. I had a sea bass that was outstanding. It just, I couldn't help but feel like the food over there somehow is better quality overall. You can get really good food just about anywhere you go. So it was awesome.
It strikes me that way too, that it's much more fresher and much more immediate. Like if you want pork chops, you go down to the butcher and you get some pork chops, take it home, cook it, and eat it.
Right. You
Whereas
walk down the street and there's a store with meat, and then there's a store with cheese, and then there's a store with fruits and vegetables. So
much
and
more
then
immediate.
there's also a lot of stores, particularly ethnic style stores, that serve food that's prepared, like marinated, that you can take home and cook. Fresh food that you can take home and cook. So a lot different. They do it a lot different there.
Well, tell me, did you see any caravanning? You didn't see any
I
caravanning.
didn't really
It's
know.
not the kind of thing that people do over there, I guess.
Well, I was in big cities, so that's one
yeah.
thing. I wasn't really, except for when I went down to southwestern England to visit my cousin Heather. She lives in the countryside. But I didn't really, I have to admit, I wasn't really looking, but I didn't notice that much. But I'm sure they do some of that.
Now tell me about the tulips.
Oh, the tulips.
The Tulip Festival. It was in the Netherlands?
It was in the outskirts of Amsterdam, in a town. It's about a 30-minute bus ride away, 30 to 40-minute bus ride away. It's called Keukenhof. It happens every spring for about 6 weeks.
What's it called again?
Keukenhof.
Keukenhof.
And so you can buy a ticket that includes the bus ride, which is what I do, or you can get your own transportation there. But you have to have a ticket to get in. And it's acres and acres of tulips, and what it is actually competition. So they assign each different tulip company a section, and then they landscape it. They basically plant all their tulip bulbs, probably the previous fall, or early in the spring, and then they all come up in these beautiful, beautiful displays of multicolored tulips and all sorts of different kinds of tulips.
I remember the tulip garden in Golden Gate Park where we used to live.
Mm-hmm.
And you used to take me over there and show me that.
Yeah, the botanical garden.
Yeah, I love the tulip brand or whatever. What is it? A species?
Mm-hmm.
I love tulips for some reason. I don't know why.
They're beautiful.
That and daisies. Well, that was interesting, and we'll see some pictures about that. Of all the countries, and I know you only have a few minutes, of all the countries that you went to, what was your favorite?
Well, Paris. I mean, that's not a country. But Paris is,
Epic.
it's just
And they showed,
draws your heart. It's just beautiful, um, and big, and there's just so much to do. Great food, like we were talking about. I did a walking food tour in the Marais district, which was awesome. We went and had croissant first, of course. Then we went to a chocolate store, a cheese store, a wine store. We went to a restaurant and had onion soup. It was excellent. And then, saw a bit of the Marais neighborhood.
well, will you share some pictures with us?
Of course.
And so we'll see some of that. So what do you got coming up? You're back. I don't want to put you back to work. We've been talking a little bit about the show and where we're going to go with it. Do we have any recipes coming that you are planning on or looking at?
Well, I have to kind of refocus my mind into that, into that space and think about what I might be able to display. You saw in an earlier episode my little overnight oats thing, so I'll have to think about what I want to show you next.
And what is your vision for the food segment of the show? You were talking, let's talk about, I mean, like, for example, Sharon is a really authentic person. She is real deal from the get-go. And the fact that this is a virtual set is not optimal. We would prefer this to be out at a real campsite with our old 1969 Shasta, and we will do that. Part of our challenge, or part of my challenge, really, you're much better at dealing with heat than I am, is in the summertime in the Southland. If if you don't have great AC,
Which the Shasta has none.
I mean, and then the other thing is kind of odd to me is you're going to go out and it's 95 degrees outside with a 89% humidity, and you're going to hike, and so you're going to come back to the trailer drenching in sweat, so you're going to need a shower.
Right, which is why we love to stay in state parks, because they have showers right there available. And so just, shower off and you're good.
So you're going to not just talk about food, you're going to talk about some of your other experiences. I know you just did this under our travel segment. You just went to Europe. You're going to tell us a little bit about, in future episodes, a little bit about, in particular, that cool neck pillow that you got. That's very cool.
Right.
How much was that?
It's called an infinity pillow.
An infinity pillow.
Oh, I don't remember how much it costs. I'll have to get that for the episode, but it's a great alternative to those little rings that just kind of sit around your neck and really don't provide you much, if any, support, and also don't, they don't provide you any kind of leaning against the plane window or anything like that. They don't provide you anything there, but this infinity pillow does. So I'll show you how that works and how I used it to sleep really well on my flights.
Now, you've been in the travel business in one form or another for a long, long time. How is traveling by air these days? Is it doable?
It's actually not bad. I mean, at least where I was going, there was that news recently about hellaciously long lines at the airports to go through security and all of that. I did not find that. There's an app, I think it's called My TSA, that you can download, and it'll tell you specifically at a particular airport what your wait time tends to be for a particular day and hour slot. So you can kind of plan ahead a little bit for how early you need to be. But, on my flights home, I had a 10-hour flight from London to Houston, and it was maybe two-thirds full.
Well,
And my flight from Houston into Pensacola also was not full. So, I don't know what the circumstance was that enabled that, but it certainly was nice. I had an empty seat. I was in a middle row of four, because I had arranged to get an aisle seat. And there was another woman on the other end of it. And so we had two empty seats between us. So, during the flight, each of us kind of took the opportunity to lay down and sleep.
and we shared with them your footage from the bullet train,
Oh,
the train where you went underneath the English Channel and the Channel and
yeah.
came up on the other side.
The public transportation is absolutely amazing in
Really?
Europe. I mean, in Paris, in London, there's buses, there's trains, there's underground or metro, as in Paris, and you can get anywhere in the city for not all that much money.
You were saying your friends don't even have a car.
No,
Sure,
my friends
sure.
in Amsterdam, they live about a 5-minute walk from downtown. Amsterdam actually is a very, very small little city.
Really?
And then they have great public transportation too. So we walked around a lot of it actually one afternoon. So
When you said you saw the original of one of our paintings in our house, what was that?
I did. I visited the Musée d'Orsay in Paris.
Well, say that again.
The Musée d'Orsay.
Trish, I love it when you speak the French.
In Paris, and there I saw the original of a Renoir painting. It's a landscape painting. He did primarily paintings of people, but this one was a landscape, and we have had this poster hanging in our hallway for years and years, and I saw the original.
It's
So
amazing
it
that
was
something like that
wonderful.
can last that long.
It is.
You know,
Well, you have
that
to
was
take
done
care of it,
300 years ago.
and I'm sure they've cleaned them. And well, it's not 300 actually. I've actually just been posting them on Facebook, on my Facebook page, and they're in the 1800s, in the late 1800s. So
Well, we're going to look forward to getting some great information about food, nutrition, recipes, travel from you. But let me just finish this because I know you got stuff to do. How important is food to a successful camping trip? I say it's vital myself.
well,
Then
it is.
again, that's me.
Well, I think planning your food is good. Certain staples that you use frequently, you'll want to have a store of those. And then my goal for when we eventually take off on this magical mystery tour is to visit local farmers markets and try and get local produce and use that to make us food.
Eating local is much better, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's part of the experience, right? We want to try out the local foods, specialties, all of that kind of thing. And maybe we need to go to a restaurant to do that, or maybe not.
Now, can they just, if they want to send you a recipe or ask you a question, can they just use the email address through the show, or would you prefer they email you directly?
No, they can use the show email. Sure.
Okay, wonderful.
You'll forward it to me.
Well, thanks so much for showing up. We really appreciate it. The Queen of the Camper is back. Hey, thanks so much for coming by. We really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe and join us every single week on Saturday around noon. And we'll give you the very latest in RVs and travel and adventure. We really appreciate it, Sharon and I. And you like and subscribe. Get out there and see Mother Nature. Go out and see Mother Nature. You can. Obi-Wan. And we'll see you out and about.
Stop.